Dandadan, episode 9 is now out, so let's talk about it. Okay, so episode 9 of Dandadan is now officially out for you guys to go and check out. And in this episode, we pick up where we left off last week, where we are fighting the creepy aliens. Yes, the creepy guys are back. But they brought someone along with them, like some sort of boxing alien. And we learned a little bit about them and about these creepy aliens. And so what they did is they hired this creepy boxing alien looking thing. They actually hired him. Because multiple times in the episode, it is stated that, oh, you're going to get a pay cut, you're going to get a pay cut. And then they obviously hired the Loch Ness Monster thingy as well, the Godzilla looking thing, the Shin Godzilla thing. They pay for that as well, and so this is what they do. They go and get other aliens to come and help them. So, we know what they're after. Last week, we got the transformation. She transformed. She looks freaking sick. She's got the long pink hair. Some people have been saying she looks like Jessie from Team Rocket from Pokemon. 100%. She does. Except she's a little bit more badass, because in this episode, she goes toe-to-toe with that fighting, boxing alien. And it's this really cool action sequence where she's just dodging it, because obviously she has the ballet abilities where she can just move like as if she's gliding and floating on air. So she's just dodging this thing constantly, while Okura, who's butt naked now because they ripped his clothes, is now trying to find something to put on. So she's fighting him, and next thing you know, the creepy aliens transform into their actual proper state. And they use their telekinesis powers again, where they use like this gravity thing, and they slam her to the ground, so she's unable to use her powers now. This is where Okura transforms, and he comes flying out, and they both get done. They're both on the ground with the gravity thing, and this is where they're like, you know what? We can't actually go into this little thing that we've created here, but my associate here, he can go in there and he's going to beat you until you're completely knocked out. And that's what they do. The little boxing guy comes in, starts punching Okura in the head, smashing him. Next thing you know, something happens and Okura is able to transform and absolutely just body him into the wall. And we find out that Momo has arrived now. She is there, and her powers obviously counter them, because we saw that in the very first episode of the series. Her powers are able to counter these creepy aliens' psychic powers as well. So she's using that. And now we have the trio. The trio is about to go up against these things. They transform the boxing alien to like this mantis-looking creature thing that's got even stronger punches. So they start coming. And this is where Okura and the pink-haired girl, they both transform, except they both work together. So she jumps on his back, basically, and Okura is the speed, because he can see the movements in that, and she is the force. So he is dodging while she's attacking, and it's this beautiful moment of just watching them work together to counteract this creature, this alien, and just beat it to a pulp. And it's really, really good. Next thing you know, the Loch Ness Monster comes, and this thing has no mind of what is going on. It just attacks, and it kills one of the creepy aliens, and they're like, what is going on here? So everything turns to water now. Everything, the walls, all of it, it's all water. It's this green tinge look thing, and it's like, what is going to happen now? So this thing starts chasing them and starts, shooting the laser and stuff like that, destroying it. And this is where Momo says to Okura, we're going to have to, I'm going to have to get undressed. She's going to have to get undressed. And I'm going to use my powers to slipstream you, because it's easier for us to move in the water without all the clothes and the baggage, which is true. If you've ever tried to swim with clothes on, it's not as effective if you have like a wetsuit or if you have no clothes on, because the slipstream and everything like that in the water, it just you get watered down with clothes on. So that is all logical. It makes sense to why they would do that. And she's going to use her powers to almost like slip him through her hands, her psychic hands, to make him go faster in the water. Now, a key thing that happens in this episode is the character moment with Okura and Momo, where Okura stands up to Momo and says, look, I get it. You're annoyed by what happened with me and her, but I can explain everything. Like, he just lays it all out. He says, I can explain every single thing, but I need to know that you care. I need to know your true feelings. And my boy Okura is standing on business here. He is not taking it anymore. And he even says to her, I don't care what anyone else thinks of that situation. I just care about what you think. And if it bothers you that much, let me explain everything. And you can just see that these two are starting to get closer and closer and closer. And we know Momo likes him. Okura likes Momo. But they're just so stubborn that they don't want to tell each other. So I'm loving that character moment in this episode with them. And how this situation is bringing them closer again. And I think it's such a strong thing when you're able to do that with those characters. So, we get back to the action. This thing has now, the Loch Ness Monster Shin Godzilla has fused with one of the creepy aliens and the boxing mantis alien thing. So it's fused now. So now all three of them are running away. They are just completely trying to get away here. And they come up with a plan. And it's freaking awesome plan. It's animated beautifully. It's executed at the highest order. So what happens is Momo is face to face with this thing. This thing goes to punch. She creates like an air pocket thing and destroys his hands. And then with that, the pink-haired lady, Jessie, from Pokemon, slings her hair down. Momo grabs it with her psychic hands. And this is where Okura says, in the water, I'm pretty useless in that. But if I have a path, then I can go all out. So Momo creates this pocket of air for Okura to sprint down the hair onto the arm, grab Momo, and pierce this thing and destroy it. It was sick. It was absolutely fantastic. And this is what I love. I love when fights do that. When fights aren't reliant on pure strength alone. When it comes into tactician side of the fight, where it's like, we need to come up with a plan, we work together to defeat this enemy. They do that, they smash it, they beat it, and then they go back to reality. We have Okura, butt naked, laying on top of Momo, who's in her bra and underwear, and they're like, oh, finally, we're back. Like, ground everything. Except they're in the school. So everyone sees this and they start running. Then the other girl comes in. They all start running and it ends there. So you get that little comedic moment at the end there as well. So another solid episode. Animated beautifully. Story is fantastic. The characters are getting better and better. We now have a trio of characters here that are going to be going forward. So I'm interested to see how this dynamic is going to go. It's going to be fun. So yeah, I really enjoyed this episode. Let me know what you guys thought of this episode. Did you guys enjoy it? Smash it down in the comment section below. Smash that like button. Click subscribe. And I'll see you guys next video. Until then, stay safe and peace out.